All right, we are now joined by Matt Tifft, driver of the number 51 Toyota Care Toyota in tonight's race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Matt, you tied a career best finish of 8th tonight. Talk about your race.
Learning experience. First 100 laps, our truck was pretty good. It just, man, I just really struggled to, just with the lack of experience, just to get the air going, just figure out how to handle the truck in the air. The last 30 laps, I got a whole lot better than it, but we were just trapped on the inside on every restart. I felt a whole lot more confident the last 30 laps. I learned a ton tonight. But yeah, just need to get a little bit better with some of the stuff I did, but definitely learning experience and got out here with top 10. Wanted to try to get a top 5 for the 51 team, but definitely learned a lot.
Thanks, Matt. We're also joined by Erik Jones, our second place finisher tonight. Erik, second closest margin of victory in series history. Talk about racing Casey there at the end.
Yeah, it's a bummer to come out second on that end. It really hurts. It's a shame when it comes to come down to a green white checkered like that, and we can't bring it home. Had the fastest truck all night, and I hate it for these guys. That's 2 weeks in a row that we've had by far a faster truck than the field, and we can't do it. So it's I don't know. We'll have to work harder, man. We just keep working harder every week, and we'll get there. The win will come, and I feel like we'll be on a roll once we do get that one.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up for questions. Please state your name and affiliation. We'll start with Stan.
Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. Erik, it looked like you had the best truck at the very end of the race. Can you just describe the last lap and if you felt like you made any single mistake that would have guaranteed you the win had you not made it?
No, I really don't. We ran hard the whole lap. I was wide open the whole lap, and we got a run on him off of 4, and he just unfortunately side drafted us and beat us to the line. And you know, it's hard to stop that. I just wish there was something I could have done different to stop it, but it was just honestly luck of the draw, and he got the better side draft coming to the line and was able to beat us to the line.
All right, we'll go to Bob.
Bob Parker, CSPN. Erik, can you talk about the 10 laps before the green white checkered where you fell back and were able to catch him? I mean, did you think that the race was lost at the point when he kind of assumed that lead there?
No, not at all. I felt like he fired off really good for about 5 laps, and then he'd start to get tight. And the 88 ran us really, really hard. But once we cleared him, I got my tires cooled back down, and we kind of got rolling. He started to get tight, and we ran him back down. And, once I cleared him, I knew we could keep him behind us after that. But unfortunately, the only thing that was going to stop us was a caution. And that did happen, and I still was honestly confident we could get him, but just didn't get a good push down the backstretch to clear him. And we had to race him side by side for the whole rest of the next lap, and it just didn't work out. But strong Dollar General Tundra, it just wasn't quite enough.
Additional questions? We'll go to the back and then Chris in the front.
There we go. Jacob Seelman, Race Chaser Online for Matt. First off, congratulations. I don't think that 8th place really shows how well you ran most of this race, and I think that's kind of what I want to talk about. What did you guys feel like maybe you were missing in the last couple of restarts to get back up there? Because I know you were running top 5 through so much of the first 2/3 of the race, and it just looked like it faded a little bit late on in there.
Yeah, honestly, we got the truck handling quite a bit better for the last 50 laps of the race. At that point in time, we just got kind of stuck back in traffic and just really couldn't get back to clean air, and that's really where we kind of lost some of our ground then, and we just kept getting stuck on the bottom on the restarts, and it just can't roll that well on the backstretch here. I think that's probably the most ground we lost there was just getting trapped on the bottom and just getting stuck in traffic.
Chris Knight, Kitchens.com. Matt, your first weekend with Kyle Busch Motorsports of the season, how would you grade your performance overall from start to finish?
It's tough to put a grade on it. There's definitely room for improvement by me. the cars or the trucks that we have here are really, really fast, and the Toyota Care Tundra was no different tonight. My biggest area of improvement for sure is just getting around cars in traffic and making passes better and quicker for sure. Just finding clean air. Like I said, the last 30 laps, I really felt like I made some huge gains with that. Overall, I'm glad that we could fight with those guys at the end. I thought we had some really strong and competitive restarts towards the end of the race, but definitely a little bit of room for improvement by me. But we got a truck back in one piece, and we can go work on it.
And for Eric, how do you put tonight's disappointment in a sense behind you and focus on Sunday at Iowa?
Got to have a short memory as a race car driver.
All right, we'll go upstairs to the press box and then back down here to Stan.
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. Eric, you figured out what Casey was doing, and you had a good spot of where to get him. Where was his weakness on the racetrack?
He fired off really good pretty much everywhere, and as the run went on, he'd start to get tight off of 2, especially on exit, not so much off of 4, but I knew if I could get to the top in 1 and 2 on that 10-lap run before that I would be able to clear him. He'd have to lift or basically run into me. So we got a good run off of 4, and I got up next to him on the straightaway and was able to pinch him down and force him to lift through 1 and 2. But he was really fast on a short run, and fortunate for him, it came down to a short run, and he was able to pull out ahead. But, we were fast on the short run, too. It just wasn't quite enough. I really thought the bottom was the way, or the top was the way to go, and we stuck with it, and I still think it's the way to go if I could do it all over again.
And I don't know if it was your spotter or Rudy who said during the course of the race, KB told you to look at something. What was he referring to that Kyle wanted you to look at? Was he giving you more information or something?
We were just talking a little bit about side draft and then, how to kind of use it more to our advantage, and we were, and, it was just him watching and throwing in some feedback.
All right, we'll go to Stan and then finish up in the back.
Stan Creekmore again with RPMTonight.com. Eric, you're 18 years old. Do you also take in the fact that you're showing experience that most people don't see until a driver is closer to 30 years old?
Yeah, it's really hard to see past the red of finishing second, and that close at these kind of times. And, there's times I'm sure I'll look back in a day or two and feel like an idiot for acting the way I did, and wish I would have just taken it in deeper and enjoyed the second place run to Cup's driver. And it's hard to remember that sometimes, and it's hard to remember what we're here doing. And I just I want to win so bad. It's hard to forget that sometimes, and it's hard to run second.
Kyle Magda, race chaser online. Eric, 200 miles under your belt tonight at Charlotte. You'll be running the Xfinity race next week. What were some of the things you learned tonight that you could apply to for next weekend?
It's going to be a lot different race. We're going to be racing in the day, so there's going to be a lot of things different. But, I just figured out some line stuff and hopefully some things I can take over to the Xfinity side with making passes and running the top and moving around. And I learned a few things there, so hopefully it'll help out next Friday here, running around and trying to find clean air and making passes. So I felt like I learned some line things, maybe some few things in the truck that I can transfer over, but they're pretty far apart. They're hard to really relate the two.
Yeah, and Dover coming up in 2 weeks, and the Truck Series will be there next. What are your thoughts about that place? Never turning a lap there, and what are you going to try to apply for that race as well when you go to Dover here in a few weeks?
I think I'll lean on Kyle for some information, and I know we'll have another fast Tundra. I hope we can bring one home there. We've been so close to that win all year, and it's a bummer we haven't got 2 in a row now the last couple of weeks. But we'll bring another fast Tundra there. They won there last year with Kyle, and I feel like we'll be able to contend for a win there as well this year.
All right, Matt and Eric, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks.